If you have been memorizing English vocabulary every day, but you still cannot speak naturally, this episode is for you. This is not a story about stopping vocabulary study. Vocabulary matters. Knowing words matters. Building a wide vocabulary matters, but memorizing words alone will not make you speak. This is the story of why and what actually works. Lena had a vocabulary app. She used it every morning on the commute to work. 20 new words every day. She reviewed them. She tested herself. She moved cards from one stack to another. After 18 months, she had studied over 10,000 words. She felt confident going into conversations. She knew she had the vocabulary. Then the conversations started, and the words were gone, not all of them, but the new ones, the ones she had studied. The ones she had reviewed dozens of times on the app. In the pressure of the moment, they disappeared. She used the same basic words she had always used. Simple words, safe words, words she had known for years. The 10,000 new words stayed in the app. One evening, Lena told this to her friend Grace. Grace had a different approach to vocabulary. She did not use a flashcard app. She kept a small notebook. When she found a new word, she wrote it down. Then she did something Lena had never done. She used it immediately, in a sentence, out loud, about something real in her life. Not an example sentence from a dictionary, her own sentence about her day, about something she had seen, about something she was thinking. The commute was exhausting today. My colleague was surprisingly straightforward about the problem. I felt a strange sense of relief when the meeting ended. One sentence, out loud, her own words, her own life. Then she moved on. Lena looked at her. "That's it," she said. "That's it," Grace said. Here is what was happening. When Lena reviewed a word on her app, her brain stored it as information, a fact, like a name in a list. It went into memory, but into a specific kind of memory. The kind used for facts and knowledge, not the kind used for automatic speech production. When Grace used a word in her own sentence, her brain did something different. It connected the word to an experience, to a feeling, to a moment in her life, and it connected the word to the physical act of speaking. The mouth had to find the word. The breath had to carry it. The sentence had to be assembled in real time. This is a completely different kind of memory, not fact memory. Experiential memory, and experiential memory is the kind that shows up when you need to speak. Think about the word frustrated. If you have only ever seen it on a flashcard, your brain knows it as a definition. Frustrated, feeling annoyed or upset because you cannot do something. But if you have said, "I felt so frustrated when I could not explain myself clearly," then your brain knows frustrated differently. It knows how it feels to say it. It knows the weight of the word. It knows the situation it belongs to. That word is available when you need it, not as a definition to be retrieved, as something alive, something that comes naturally, because you have lived with it. Lena started changing her approach. She did not delete her app, but she added one step. Every time she studied a new word, she used it in one sentence, out loud, about her own life before moving to the next word. The sentences were not perfect. Sometimes they were simple. Sometimes she used the word slightly wrong. She kept going. The goal was not accuracy. The goal was connection, word to experience, word to mouth, word to her own voice. She also started doing something with words she already knew. She picked one word per day, a word she knew the meaning of, but never actually used when speaking. She used it 5 times that day, in real situations, in real sentences, with real people or alone out loud. Not 5 written sentences, 5 spoken uses. The word became hers by the end of the day, not because she had studied it more, because she had spoken it. 3 weeks into this habit, Lena noticed something in a conversation. She was explaining something to a colleague. A word appeared, a word from her vocabulary list, a word she had studied 3 weeks ago. It came without searching, without pausing, without deciding to use it. It just appeared in the sentence, the way a word in your native language appears. Naturally, without effort. She kept talking. She did not stop to notice it during the conversation. She noticed it afterward. That was the point. Words you have to search for are not yet yours. Words that appear without searching, those are yours. 6 weeks later, Lena had lunch with Grace. She told her what had changed. Grace listened. "Did you stop using the app?" she asked. "No," Lena said, "but I added the sentence." "Out loud," Grace said. "Out loud," Lena confirmed. Grace nodded. "The app shows you the word," Grace said. "The sentence puts it in your mouth. And your mouth is where language lives." Here is what Lena learned. Memorizing a word and owning a word are not the same thing. Memorizing means you can recognize it. You can understand it when you read it. You can identify the correct definition on a test. Owning means you can produce it, under pressure, in the middle of a sentence, without searching. The gap between memorizing and owning is speaking. Every time you use a word out loud, in your own sentence, about your own life, you move it one step closer to owned. Vocabulary apps are not the enemy. They expose you to words you would never find on your own. They help you review systematically. They keep you consistent, but they stop too early. They stop at recognition. You have to take the next step yourself. One sentence. Out loud, your life, your voice, that step takes 10 seconds. And it is the difference between a word you know and a word you can use. So here is what to change. Starting today, when you learn a new word, do not just review it, use it. One sentence. Out loud, about something real. When you find a word you know but never use, speak it 5 times today, in real sentences, in your own voice. 10 seconds per word. That is all it takes, because the words that matter are not the ones in your app. They are the ones in your mouth, and they only get there. One sentence at a time.